Hey everybody, Myriad Celestia Trail Fable of the Stars Part 2 just dropped today, so I figured I haven't done a reaction to Part 1 on the channel. I know I've seen it, but I feel like we could break it down and just have a little bit of a refresher before we move straight into it. So, let's just get straight into this. For those who haven't seen it before, this is Myriad Celestia, Fables of the Stars Part 1, which I believe is the first ever Myriad Celestia trailer. Came out 2 years ago on May 2nd, 2023, which I think the game was out by then? Yeah, because it would have came out like 2 months before it. So this trailer would have dropped like when the game was only about a month or two old. Countless shooting stars streak across the night sky. If you can pick the right one, it will carry your wish to 1,000 distant worlds. Someone has highlighted key moments on it. I think
Let's make an exchange, shall we? An exchange of memories.
I think one of the craziest things about this trailer
I dreamed of a ray of
is the
light,
fact that Black
of a
Swan is in
crystal
this trailer,
chalice.
and she wouldn't be introduced as
The
a
light
character
that
until
shone
almost
from
a
that
year
crystal
after
spoke
this,
to me.
in 2.0.
Listen to the parable of the stars. The nameless
And it's
one,
basically
the
this.
pathless one,
I look back to
arrived
this
from
trailer
the
quite
edge of the
often,
wilderness,
because it
clad
is
in
basically what
stellar
shapes
radiance.
the lore and background that is
Go now,
Honkai Star Rail.
march unwaveringly into solar wind. At the end, you will return to my embrace, but march towards the light.
Our introduction to Nanook, the Destruction.
Yet that light began to burn, piercing through the clouds as a golden death.
And this is
Towers
why
crumbled, and the
we
people
kind of think
fled,
about all the
for
parallels
sun was
between
soon to set,
Amphorius and
meet
Nanook,
with
because he has
vicious
golden blood and there's
destruction.
supposedly a Ravager sealed on the planet.
Be not dismayed.
Ah, there he is, the god of friendly fire. Hate
The
this
Lux
guy.
Arrow will descend to
Yeah, the
purge
Lux
your
Arrow
wicked
will descend.
abominations. You must follow
He'll
the
purge more
traces
than
left
just the wicked
behind in
abominations.
storm's wake.
He'll purge all your allies too.
The Celestia one guards their secrets, plotting out the
There
roots that
they
connect
are.
all things.
The Genius
But they
Society.
are silent.
Oh god,
like a
Polka
shroud
Calcamon.
of
We learned so
mist
much about
at the
her in the
center
last
of
2
the
years, didn't we?
universe.
Unknowable
Listen
Domain
to
was so fun.
silence, and
So
you
great
will
to
know
read all of that
where
lore.
the stars are resting.
Noose, the erudition.
Let your staff strike the
Now,
earth,
this is
they
going to be a
say.
bit of a controversial take.
Once.
I actually
And
like
again.
Yaosha the Abundance, and I do not like the
Tender
Followers of the Hunt that
sprouts will
much.
grow to the sky, and the dew that
I
falls
think that
from
the pursuit of the
branches
hunt
will
of the
rid you
abundance
sickness
is just
and
an ill-fated
poison.
pursuit of revenge that's meaningless.
Blindfold
Speaking of
your
meaninglessness,
eyes, they say.
Ix, or IX, the
Approaching
Nihility, I
darkness
still don't know
may
how it's
strike
pronounced
no
after all
fear
these
in you.
years.
Let it not
Although we learned quite a bit of it
burden
through
your soul.
learning about Acheron and the emanators of
strive.
Ix the Nihility, the self-annihilators.
Push open the majestic gates, they say, and lift
All
up
right,
the
here's the
talents
big
of
guy.
Lapis.
An Aeon
Leave
we
them alone.
actually know probably the
Let
most
fire
about,
that
to be
forged
honest.
The bricks and the ones that laid the
The
wall's
preservation is
foundations
probably
be
one of the
known.
more easy to understand. Now this part
Then,
I still
they
think is
say,
odd. This is the
"Oh,
only Aeon
you
we've ever
have
heard
reached the
speak.
end. Enter into the paradise that envelops all.
And they're speaking.
Join this great choir.
I'm pretty sure that's still Aaron Zek doing the
Listen
voice
to
for them.
beating of billions upon billions of
But it's
hearts.
definitely layered upon other voices.
Their embrace. Look upon the courtesan's extravagance,
Hedonism, the elation,
arms and
gluttony, the veracity.
listen to the infant in the mirror, the waves as they enter
beauty,
the dream, the tipping of the
The
balance,
enigmata, the
shapeless
equilibrium,
prince, and finally, measure the world
remembrance.
against yourself, and take all such things to heart.
and then Akavili, the
This is
Trailblaze.
path you should walk, they say. Akavili, depart once more.
I love that there's and a lot of these early Myriad Celestia trailers have a lot of stuff hidden in
Countless
the
shooting
subtitles.
stars streak the sky tonight. Should you choose the right one, it will carry your wish
And there she says it. She says the
to
description of the video.
thousands of distant worlds.
That was the journey of the Trailblaze. So, let's just talk about the little midsection here. where they speed through a bunch of stuff so we can focus on it in a little bit greater detail. We have the elation. We have the veracity, which is being eaten. And there's a fun theory that the entire universe has been eaten by the Aeon of the veracity, and that's why no one's seen them in so long, and that the entire universe is inside their stomach. Fun thing. The infant end of all things in the mirror. The beauty, but the infant end of all things might actually be a reference to the finality, Terminus, which I don't think it's a name drop in this trailer. But we have the propagation, the flapping wings, as they enter the dream of consciousness. Enigmata, the tipping balance, Samsara, which is the tipping balance, sorry, is the equilibrium, because balance, scales, and whatnot. And I believe Saridra, the Chrysos heir of Talantin, the Law Titan, was also drip-fed recently. And then Fuli, the Remembrance. I think Long the Permanence also does not get a shout-out in this, which is also worth mentioning. Because I believe there's like 18 or 19 Titans, if I remember correctly. Not Titans, Aeons. They don't all get a mention here. Maybe we'll get a few of them mentioned in the following trailer. Speaking of the following trailer, let's switch over to that right now. Here it is. After 2.5 years, Myriad Celestia trailer. Fables About the Stars, Part 2! There's a much longer thing here. Oh, and a lot of voices. We were told that this was going to actually show us what was going on in some of the other regions outside of Amphorius, since we're locked into Amphorius for another 4 patches. A prophecy known as the Theory of the 4 Apocalypses circulates among the Omen vanguards, that the 4 paths will push the cosmos to the end and finality. Destruction is one of them. Nanook's flame shall devour all in the heat death of the universe, meets the first fate, and eternal end. In their terror, mortals asked, from where does their premium mobile, it's probably Latin for something, truly stem? It is contempt for life, succor for the universe, or denial and hatred towards the gods? None know the answer. But an end, destruction, civilizations, living beings, and all paths and the aeons will be burned to dust, like the stars once shined above. So we got Amelie, Jing Liu, Jing Yuan, Alejandro Saab, Acheron, Allegra Clark, Sinthirster, David Shawtraw, Lygus, Blythe Merlin, Lord Ravager Selenova, Erica Mendez, Lord Ravager Fantilia, Tara Langella, Lord Ravager Asat Pramanad, Joe Hernandez, and Lord Ravager Zephyro, Sean Chiplock. Recognize quite a few of these names here. Sean Chiplock, I believe, is Diluc in Genshin Impact. No news on what's going on with the casting situation there, but in lighter news, let's get back in. So, the previous trailer was 3:57. This is 5 minutes! So get ready. We're going to be in here for a bit.
The last time I was on the Yuchue was centuries ago.
Pity that you
All right.
now come not
so
as
they're
a
on the
hero, but a
Yuchue.
prisoner. Put the abundance in their grave.
So
and
this
they
is in
talk.
reference to the end of the war dance,
The
clearly.
divination matrix will naturally determine whether your words are trustworthy.
Fine. As we always say on the Cienjo, seeing is
believing. Is that a saying on the Xian show? I don't remember it.
The War of Gods has already begun in the
War of
Abacus's
Gods.
calculated future.
Uh-oh.
The Lord Ravager's wish will be fulfilled,
Iron
and an
Tomb.
Eon will fall.
The Eon of Erudition will fall.
This is a chess game between gods. As each piece falls to counter the next, why not take advantage of it for our own goals?
Okay.
The Alliance already has the Swarm Author's remains to kill a god. We just need to temper the Hunt's arrowheads.
So they're gonna
with
try to kill the
Ely's
Erudition?
golden blood.
I feel like the destruction is the problem here. Celenova's legions are retreating. Is this a trap? Maybe she's carrying out even more important order.
A colleague told me that the Xianzhou Alliance is not our enemy.
That's
So why
Celenova.
not join this great feast and observe how billions of beating hearts walk into irreversible
The great commander of the Ravagers.
Indeed.
Ooh.
Death is not a process.
So that must
but
be
the
Sinthirster.
outcome. Let the ignorant hunter raise their bow and kill what they love, what they believe in, and ultimately kill themselves.
So, what's the point in this process?
Ooh,
Just for it to feel like a ceremony? Well, it's not like I have a right to complain about ceremonies. I mourn for worlds that can no longer laugh.
Are you Zephyro?
Do you still remember what happened?
I saw a spot of light
Ah,
that dimmed the star.
alright. Yikes.
Distance itself was torn, leaving only a despairing white,
So that is Zephyro.
enveloping both
Because he's supposed to be
entropy
dead.
and time.
The Galaxy Rangers took him out, apparently. Here we go.
We
And
salute thee, blemished one.
Blemished one.
In defiance of the
Fantilia.
cosmic roots that bind all, we offer a magnificent
Oh
robe.
man, I'm gonna have to tear this whole thing apart and look into what they're saying
Together,
mostly.
beneath your gaze, we bear witness to a colleague's end. Be it coronation or collapse, the end of their yearning is the same.
So that must be Celenova again. We're seeing her in the flesh, I guess.
Just to witness? That feels like formalism. Even if every genius in the cosmos dropped dead, what's that got to do with us?
Ooh. The Cosmic Dice
Still
Head
not
Hand
enough
Man.
for you? The fools will only flounder in tears after the
So the
wise
Ravagers are
have
having a
been
meeting,
buried.
basically.
Cease your chatter. The sun has risen from the end of time.
The sun has risen
When
from the end of
Ironstone
time.
finally breaks its shell, the erudition's calculations will meet the end.
But who could say that Akavili on a new journey won't bring another salvation?
Okay. So I guess this confirms Iron Tomb's the Ravagers sealed in Amphorius.
Then, they'll achieve an even more majestic ruin.
Nanook!
Prisoner who picked up Starfire. If you are to become the first spark, then come and leave the cave with me. And in that fable about the stars, we'll pen the prelude of destruction.
Interesting. Leave the cave with me, says Lygus. So there's a few different interpretations you can make of that. So let's start going back at the most recent. We'll start at the end and we'll work our way back. So starting here at the end here, Lygus, without the helmet, has these interesting horns. We will pen the prelude of destruction. If you become the first spark, then come and leave the cave with me. In that fable about the stars, we'll pen the prelude of destruction. So, clearly, Iron Tomb is trying to get out, but they might be implying... The obvious, the Occam's razor here is, we'll assume that Lygus is Iron Tomb, or like a vessel of Iron Tomb. And they want to get out of Amphorius because they're imprisoned there. However, Lygus can already leave Amphorius, apparently, from what we've learned just from 3.0 and in 3.3. Lygus is fully capable of leaving, so if Lygus is the one trapped here and Lygus is Iron Tomb, that is one interpretation, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But at the same time, it does imply here that Lygus wants to leave the planet, and he's going to use Phynon to do that. So that's something very interesting to get off right off the bat. And then looking at some of these other Lord Ravengers, Zephyro, Asat Paramana. I don't recognize this one. This is one of the ones that I don't know the name of. Are they new? Do we know the name of this one before that? Asat Pramad? Fantelia and Silanova we've known for a while, though. Synthirster we've known. But it sounds like there's about to be a big war. All the Lord Ravengers are basically having a meeting. And at one point, it's even mentioned way at the beginning that Jing Liu says a war of the gods has already started. The abacus is calculated future. Is Iron Tomb's wish about to be fulfilled? Iron Tomb is the Lord Ravenger that has this weird thing about technology where it likes to regress technology and basically destroy planets through that means. And basically we get the implication here. Their ultimate goal of Iron Tomb is to destroy Noose, the Erudition. And what is going on here with... So, this is very reminiscent of the Black Tide, which I guess basically might confirm the theory that the Black Tide on Amphorius is the work of Iron Tomb. Now, considering that the entirety of Amphorius has been recently revealed to be the byproduct of a scepter, then that means that Rupert II captured and sealed a Lord Ravenger on Amphorius, and the Black Tide is constantly trying to break the cycle. As for why that's happening, I'm not entirely sure. Selenova's legions are retreating, which means they might be getting ready. The Antimatter Legion, which is commanded underneath Selenova, by the way, is probably going to show up on Amphorius at some point in the near future, is what I think they might be implying here. Okay, this is our first look at Selenova. She's moving puzzle pieces. And this is the first boss from the tutorial on her to Space Station. Look, he's even got a little cube thingy. There's Fantelia, in what I assume to be her normal form that she assumes, because the form that we thought was where she was possessing the Ambrosial Arbor, where she was basically kind of like a abundance destruction hybrid. Very interesting. Cosmic roots of paths bind all. And here we get the epic reveal of Selenova. This is the leader of the Ravengers. Aren't the Ravengers the Antimatter Legion, supposedly. They're like ultimate commander or general. Kind of like her design. Kind of interesting. Pretty much everybody in this is probably a boss we will have to fight at some point, or they're going to get off-screen taken out by someone else. And now, this guy. Dice Hand Head. Who are you? I'm assuming you are a Sat Pramanat. Because I'm not super familiar with your game, and I am sorry, sir. I was unfamiliar with your game. What a dapper motherfucker. He's got the suit, he's got the hat, he's got the 20-sided die. If Herta is playing dice with the simulated universe, this guy's playing dice with the entire universe. The sun has risen from the end of time might be a reference to the fact that Phynon has taken the form of whatever the form he's taken of. He is the sun in the infinite loop of cycles that is Amphorius. Finally, someone has completed the cycle in a way that might finally break it. So that might be what they are referencing here. Ooh, this is so intriguing. Which is why we wick our way right back to the beginning. This is what I assume Iron Tomb is. Because when they were referencing it, this is what looks like Iron Tomb is coming out. Phynon is the prisoner who picked up Starfire. If you are to become the first spark, then come and leave the cave with me. And in that fable about the stars will pen the prelude of destruction. So you could also interpret this as pen the ending of destruction, pen the beginning of destruction, or the prelude, the opener. We will get to write how destruction begins. He could be Iron Tomb, could be not. I'm not entirely sure. He is gazed in the basque of the stars. He is implied to have bathed in the gaze of Noose. So if he is someone who's bathed in the gaze of Noose, I don't think he would be Iron Tomb. But he could be. It's not entirely ruled out. Anywho, thank you everybody for stopping by. I will try to edit this and have it out by Tuesday. Or maybe not Tuesday, but Wednesday most likely. I'll have this up on the channel. But until then, if you'd like to see what I'm doing when I'm doing it, we have a lot of content on the channel. But the best way to stay informed of what I'm doing and when I'm doing it is to join the Discord. Links to which will be in the description below. Anyway, we will be going live multiple times a week for the foreseeable future. I will be going live when 3.4 comes out, and we'll be playing through a lot of that. We'll probably be dumping 200 pulls on, I guess, Sunday and Trivy, to be honest. I'm not super excited about Phynon. He's cool, don't get me wrong. I just feel like his playstyle makes team building boring. But, anywho, that's a video for another day. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you all when I see ya.